Welcome to your video on scientific notation. So first we're going to start on in what is scientific notation? Well, scientific notation is the compaction of numbers to the power of 10. So for example, we have 7.98 times 10, the power of 2, which equals 798. So the 2 right here, the power of whatever the 10 is, determines the value of the number. So and also just a note, on your calculator, you'll see it probably like double E or just E. It also symbolizes 10, so this is like equal to the same thing as that. So let's talk about negative versus positive. 10 to the negative seventh power. So you also want to always focus on whether it's negative or positive and then what the power is. Negative means moving to the right side of the decimal, which I'll show you in a minute, and positive means going to the left side of the decimal. And then every time you move it, whether it's to the left or the right, um, you always have to add zeros. So for example, right here, 0.000758 will equal 7.58 to the 10th to the negative fourth power. So you see here, you go 1, 2, 3, 4 to get it to the other side. Same thing with over here, 8.95 times 10 to the sixth power. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So basically, you're just moving this to the right because it's positive, and then because this is negative, you're moving it to the left. And then always remember when you're doing a negative to positive, it's to the 10th place on the left, unless asked otherwise. So right here, like you see, it's 3 in the 10th place, 0.28. But like, so if you write it like 0.0328 times 10 to the crap, zero point 0 negative power, I mean positive second power, then it would be 3 in the 10th place. And then this would still be in the decimals, unless you're fully asked to write it. But that's only when you're doing negative to positive. If you need more explanation on that, I can also help you, but let's do some practice problems. I'm going to ask you to get out paper or just do it in your head. And then first we're going to start with 3.64 times 10 to the negative 8th. I'm going to give you a second to do it. You can pause the video. So 3.64 to the negative 8. So we're going backwards. So we're going to be going this way. Always start off with a 0. So that's 1. You're already moving the 3 backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then you have that 3. That 3 is moved 8 places back. And then you already have the 64 in the decimals place, in the decimals. So there you go. And I'm going to show you how that works. So you see how we had 3.64, and it works the other way too. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. And then if we had the 3, it would go back right here to 8. All right, number 2, we're going to do it's positive. So we're going to have 475 times 10 to the fourth. Let me give you a second. All right, pause the video. If not, then let's keep going. Okay, so we have 475. And then you want to add, we're going forward 4. So basically, for this one, there's no decimal here. So we're just adding the zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if this was a decimal over here, 4.75, I'm going to let you do that real quick. And then we'll move on. You have the 4. It's already there. And then 7, 5, 2, 3, 4. You always add zeros unless there's like because you all gotta move the numbers. So when you're adding places like with the 4, you have to add zeros. Okay, number three, we have 0.0000675. So how does that equal into scientific notation? I'm going to also explain it, but I'm going to give you a second to see if you can do this before I explain. Okay, so you can already tell because we're already in the decimals place, where this is already backwards. And then remember what we said earlier, this always has to be the decimal in the 10th place, unless your teacher specifically asks you for this full number. But that's usually if you're already given a full number and you're asked to give like go backwards. But okay, so this one, we're trying to get the 6 over here. So that's 6.75 times 10. So how many things are we going backwards? So the 6 would have been here, right? And so we go backwards 1, 2, 3, wait, 4, 5, right? And you can also go the other way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, where the 6 would land there. And because we're going backwards, then it's 10 to the negative fifth. All right, last one. We're going to write this one in scientific notation. Okay. And so we want to get the 3 over here. Okay. So this would be 3.58 times 10 to the negative, how many powers? 1, 2, negative 2. And that is scientific notation. If you need any more problems or you need better explanation on anything, just let me know and I'll